Hey up guys, latest episode of Thou Art with myself, True Fiction, and today I'm inside with rapper, MC and also artist, Man Like Milks.
That's it.
Yeah, what you saying?
There, long time coming, I'm finally here.
He's in chair, that's it.
That's it.
I always knew this would be a good chat, and it's always been on list, don't worry, I knew we'd get there. And you've got some bangers coming out anyway, so we've got to talk about them.
That's it, got quite a lot to be fair, so yeah.
There's only 2 out at the minute, isn't there?
I think 3
3
out at the minute, yeah, so...
I've missed one then. Well, talk us through it then, for the people listening,
so
what you got going on?
So basically I've just been sat on loads of music for God knows how long. It just got to a stage where we were just going to studio and it was fun making music, but then putting it out become effort.
Yeah.
Because nowadays you've got to design your art, you've got to algorithms, put things out at certain times of the day, get it to a certain audience, have fucking reels, videos, all this sort of shit, and it kind of takes everything away from making music. And I know that sounds a bit cheesy. So they were literally like, I don't know, 20, 30 songs at studio sat there.
As if.
Probably all mixed down. So it was like basically an EP, fucking mixtape album, whatever you want to class it. And half of the tunes were there, and then as time went past, you kind of lose love for certain ones and whatnot.
You're listening back and you're like, is it as good as I first thought? Yeah.
And then sometimes you come back and it's like the opposite. You come back and you think, fuck me, like this is actually better than I thought it was, sort of thing.
I bet there's times where you have an idea like, oh, this can like be added to that, or like I could twist this like that.
So at the minute it's lyrics, because I don't smoke weed or anything anymore. So I'm
what? What are you on about? First tune I heard from you were Puff Puff Pass.
That's
and it's still a banger.
What I mean. Yeah. I still get literally. I'll be walking out streets and there'll still be people coming and spitting Puff Puff Pass at me and stuff and things like that. But yeah, for years I was just like a stoner rapper or whatever.
Yeah.
And then now I'm listening to songs and I'm talking about fucking gal smoking weed, and these times I've got a family and I don't smoke weed anymore, and it's like, but then I've got on the other side tons of people saying put it out because it's kind of too good not to.
The stuff that you'd done before this like change. Well, yeah, you may as well put it out there, innit?
That's it. It's only the same as what's already out there, based on like in comparison to my own music and stuff and things like that. So but yeah, after years of people telling me put it out and going out in public and people saying, oh, you're sick, where's new music coming, I finally pulled my finger out, and I think I uploaded 4 or 5 songs to TuneCore, so it was literally just like one a month just to kind of flood it through. Yeah,
just consistency as well, innit?
Yeah, that's it. I just sat and designed the artwork for him, so I thought at least the artwork's finished, the music's finished, and if I put 5 out, it gives me kind of 5 months of running, and then I could focus on like the campaigns, the promotion.
Yeah, doing your reels and stuff. Yeah, it's like looking at what everyone's doing, and like you said, you have kind of have to do all this other side of it, but once you've figured out the formula, so to speak,
that's it.
It's like, oh yeah, it's doable, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. It's just trying to be consistent and creative as well. I think the other bad side is I don't have much time to kind of do a lot of it now, so I've kind of shot myself in the foot by putting these deadlines in.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh shit, this comes out in literally next week. I've got to do a reel for it. I've got to edit it. I've got to do this for it. Like I've got literally every tune I've planned a music video, but then it's like kind of pulling it out, trying to get it to happen.
Yeah.
Becomes effort or finance, like money and stuff and things like that. A day off work to go out and do X, Y, and Z. I need a cameraman. I need actors and extras and props and all the rest of it, and it all slowly builds up.
I swear it used to be easier back in the day, didn't it?
It did. That literally back in the day, it was just like you and your mates come out, abandoned warehouse, smash a window, climb through, and boom, that's it.
Boom, sick location.
Yeah, that's it. Stick it out on Bluetooth and it's done. That's it. Every time Dictionary had it.
It's all changed now.
Different generation.
You've got to like evolve with times in it, and it sounds like you are, but it's putting in like you say, you've done the fact that you have control over the artwork and the music is sick, and then it's just adding these extra things like your reels and just little bits to like promo, innit?
That's it, really. So the good thing is I don't have to rely on anybody. We've got a studio, so I can mix, master. I can't produce. I have to rely on someone to make the beats. But then once I've got the beat, I can do everything from there, get a full package, get the full product.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, and then that's when I need cameraman and X, Y, and Z to kind of come back into the picture. So it's just juggling it, really.
That's it. And it's not like there ain't people who are willing to come and help and like get involved as well. Like there's always someone who'll just be like, yeah, I can help you. Let's fucking do it. Especially when it's like getting extras and that.
Yeah, of course. yeah. But again, it's just organising it and stuff where a day where everyone's free and
everyone's got just life these days, isn't it?
Yeah, it's scary. It's mad. Like literally, I remember back in the day where we were literally turning people down because there weren't enough space in the studio for everyone to kind of come in, and there weren't enough seats, and everyone was stood up. And now I'm in there on my own. Literally, times have changed.
Yeah. Oh well, at least you're moving with him. I mean, I've just seen this poking out. Like, this is an old throwback one. Yeah, again, artwork by you.
Yeah.
And Palazzi, the producer.
That's it.
Late nights. To be fair, this was sick as well. When were this? Probably like 28. Teens.
Something like that, yeah. I think it was about 7 years ago now.
Yeah, put it up there for anyone.
Hey.
Can you see? Probably glare. But be right.
But yeah, that project were like, it were kind of one of those passion pieces where I think me and Palazzi both put everything into it. There were just too many samples and everything to kind of actually release it on Spotify.
See, that's annoying that sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah. And then we did 250 copies and posted them out for free. And again, just going back to like finances and stuff.
Again, though, I love that whole physical touch though. The fact that I've still got it in here, that's like a little Sheffield relic on the shelf now.
That's it. And I think about uploading it all the time and stuff, because I think that there's so many, like, there's certain songs on there with art samples that we could get away, but then I feel like, should I put it out there, or should I just leave it as like, oh, it's done now, I've missed that sort of trip or whatever, and
just do like the archive, just put out bare old shit that you can get away with, maybe.
Thought about it, but yeah, this project were absolutely sick. Again, this was the sort of thing I remember both of us, we'd finish work, we'd go straight to studio, and we'd be there till like 3 o'clock in the morning, go home, get up, go to work again.
Was that like Unit 3 days as well?
Yeah,
like,
that's it. Literally, as you can see it back, the old unit.
That's in there as well, yeah.
The background's not really that real background, but that photos from the unit.
Yeah, I remember.
At summertime, we'd go up on roof or whatever. Yeah.
Before they locked it up.
Yeah.
And took ladders on.
Climbing up on roof, sat there drinking fucking cider on roof and shit.
Yeah.
Smoking, blazing up, and then go back down, make a banger, and go home. Getting in runs at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I remember them days. They were fucking sick.
That's it.
Looking back at some good times, and I do miss Unit sometimes.
Yeah,
like, I'd love to just go and check that room out again.
Yeah, I don't think it's same in there, but like when I've walked past, it don't look the same in there. Like, I remember Dan used to have his drums in the air, and there were always something.
Remember there being bare scooters in there?
Yeah, just sat there doing scooters and skateboards and stuff. And someone would be there doing a mixing back, and everyone else would be freaking Tony Hawking it out in there. And
and just like all going after, like after nights when we'd end up in there till like 6, 7 in the morning.
After party.
After Harley or something.
Cleaning it up were horrible though.
Yeah.
I did it a few times, walking around with carrier bags, filling them up with empty bottles and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, the good old days.
Don't. I feel like we've gone off on a tangent here.
I know.
Right. If we're taking it back though, let's roll it right back.
Yep.
And I want to know, so how did you start rapping? Like, how did you get into it? Who were your influences? Like, come on, give me the Milk's backstory, the origin story.
Yeah.
How'd you get your superpowers, bro?
That's it. Got bit by a mutant microphone, and from there, that's it.
Got built by a Milky Bar.
Yeah. Got bit by a Milky Bar kid. Now, so me, K-Dot, AK, and everybody, we were kind of, I don't want to say the naughty kids at school or whatever, but we basically had youth workers around us and so on. And we started a youth group, and we got to leave school early on a Friday, basically, to go to a youth club to play on decks, spit bars, and that was it, really. And then we applied for funding. We got $9,000 for community chess. So we bought the best equipment you could think of, where it was kind of, we went a bit too extra because no one knew what the fuck they were doing with this equipment.
Or what to get.
Yeah. So basically, my granddad were a musician. He like a jazz musician up until he died. And his friend was the owner of Cloudy Electronics. So we basically writ down everything we needed. Like, we need a microphone, we need this.
Yeah.
And he come with the best of the best. And I'm talking, I remember we had like a monitor that actually had buttons on, so you could like record live music into it and stuff. Or whatever. And we had a microphone where it was too big to hang on a stand because it was meant to hang from a roof and shit. And this is some ghetto little fucking
like proper old school equipment then.
Yeah. And I'm talking, this is like some ghetto youth club in middle of Wyburn. There were loads of little fucking snotty kids with dirty fingers running around or whatever.
Yeah.
And we had all this equipment. We went out. I remember we bought like fucking like top-notch speakers, like everything was just ridiculous. And we had the equipment for about a week. The youth club got it out on some open day to try show off to be the big I am.
Oh, look what we've got.
And everything got fucked. So we basically started just making music. We started going to Yellow Arch. And at the time, we'd go and everyone would chuck money in. There'd be like 6 man in a room, sometimes more like 10 man. We'd over there like putting £2, he'd put £3, he'd put £5.
It's like paying your subs in it.
Yeah. And we'd all be there for a 16 bar on a tune. And basically, we recorded songs. They went out on kind of just back then, it was like Bluetooth and infrared.
Before MySpace, that really as well, isn't it?
That's it. And before you know it, it was kind of popping in Sheffield, especially within our age
like
range.
Sony Ericsson, it was like you had them little speakers that plugged in. You'd be up back at bus. It was that era.
And shit with the side. Yeah,
you know.
And but yeah, so like within the schools in Sheffield and shit, we were like popping, and then from there it kind of just elaborated and got bigger and better and expanded, and basically it kind of took off. To be fair, we were like the supporting act for at Plug for like a lot of artists when they come in. So
sick. Yeah, so they used to do a lot of like grime and just like don't flop kind of stuff at Plug, didn't they?
Well, it were like Dizzy Rascals, your fucking Tiny Tempers, Tinchy Striders, them sort of people. Yeah. And we'd be running around Sheffield selling tickets. Because we got a commission off the tickets. I think every ticket we sold, we got like £1 or something stupid. Like,
I used to hate that shit, not gonna lie.
But it sounds dumb. We thrived off it. It meant that we could go to different areas.
Just like shotting tickets,
I'd be in somebody in a house party on the other side of Sheffield, with a fucking bottle of Lambrini trying to sell fucking 4 tickets. So I know that I've got made £4, which pays for my food on way home or something. Just dumbass shit. But back then it was like the thrill, the thrive. It was just like, it were exciting. And yeah, we kind of just went from there. And then not long after, K.and.AK got to number 3 in UKG chart when we were like 16. And as you can imagine, that kind of propelled everybody. Well, yeah, that's me, my little shitty. My phone's mashups, I've got a little burner. Way. But yeah, K.and.AK got to number 3 in UKG charts. So as you can imagine, K.Dot were performing in clubs left, right and centre. So I have to give him all the praises and everything.
100%,
because he was like the first one out of all of us to kind of, like I said, like progress and actually take that next step up. But again, no one had a business mind. No one were like just doing it for finances. It was purely for loving and like that passion.
Yeah.
We'd go to an event where we'd have to pay to get there. We'd fucking wouldn't even be getting paid, but we'd go out of our way to get on stage just to shell. Just so we could have bragging rights and be like, yo, I got 4 reloads.
It's all part of the thing, isn't it?
I got more reloads than him and I'm better than him. These times the other person that we're comparing ourselves to got paid fucking £300 for that performance or whatever.
Yeah, it's like I remember that time we went Eskimo dance and your boys shelled it.
Yeah. That were it.
Yeah.
Eskimo dance, absolutely. Like a fucking... That was like a bucket list moment for us. Literally on stage, everyone absolutely shelling. Reload central, fucking left, right and centre. And that were an eye opener for me. Literally to be out of town, people in crowds actually knowing my lyrics and stuff at front, reloads, this, that and other, and then to come off and then see people that I look up to coming on afterwards. and getting no response and it being flat. And these people are like almost like heroes to us, like, and then these times we're watching them come on after us, and we've just absolutely smashed the night to smithereens and shit. But then again, like I said, who the fuck am I to them, sort of thing. So it's just kind of, it's just mad, isn't it?
It is, and just. I just remember that being a very good night. Cause like, I remember when you like end up chatting to Chip and that after.
Yeah. I think K-Dot ended up with fucking Jamie and loads of other people or whatever.
Yeah. So that's what we have. I swear bare people made like just proper contacts that night as well.
Yeah, it was. And it was good because everyone kind of were very open and showed love as well. Again, I think it kind of opened everybody's eyes as well within that scene, because it can be a bit cliquey at times. Well,
here's a question then, and obviously, like, how do you think it's different, like the grime scene in the north compared to like the south? Because obviously you don't get as much. I don't know. It's not like it's harder to blow up if you're from north, kind of thing, innit?
It is. I think because they've got their hands in the pie.
Oh, it's like the industry's there.
Yeah, of course. We aren't sounding horrible. What is there outside of London? There's literally a few people that have blown up, and again, take my hat off to them. There's a lot of people who've had 5 minutes of fame where they've come, they've smashed it, they're big for a little bit, this is a lot. I've also seen London kind of bandwagon off of other people. Yep. Like if you look, Birmingham, for example, for ages carried grime. The producers were from Birmingham, the top MCs were from Birmingham, but then again, the scene and the events and everything were still based in London, which were kind of mad. They still had the control over it.
Like if you want to play the big nights, the big nights are here.
That's it. It's mad. But yeah, grime's a funny one, isn't it? Because 1 minute it's cool, 1 minute it's not.
It's not a minute, I don't think, is it?
But it's to be fair, since the back end of last year and this year, it's blowing up again. Everybody wants to be a grime artist.
It's good. So that's where it's been like 10 years since, like fucking Skepta was shut down, and just when that explosion happened again, when Chip, the grime scene saviour, when he did that send and everyone responded.
Well, he's just done the other thing, hasn't he? The grime scene saviour, and he's got all the London MC. It's got Fleur D, fucking God knows, like literally the list is ridiculous. Yeah. It's like a stupid sick lineup. But yeah, I think like the sets like the AG sets and things like that, and these TikTok trends are kind of bringing grime back.
It's a different, it's a new audience getting to look at it, isn't it?
And it's kind of giving people their flowers as well. Because a lot of people were sick in their own rights and did a lot, but never got the credit or anything for it. Whereas now I feel as if it's come back around and people are actually seeing it again.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's from a different set of eyes. It's not from people back then. They don't know the politics and all that. All they're seeing is just the talent, basically.
It's the music, isn't it? They're hearing it. Like, this guy looks cool sometimes. Yeah, that's like, it's a different steez as well, isn't it?
Yeah. A lot of people within grime scene are trying to go back to the old grime shit as well.
Which is good.
Like Averex tracksuits and shit and everything. And because it's mad, in it. Because nowadays you've got drill, trap, fucking grime, fucking... There's so many like subgenres.
Well, obviously, you got MCing on baseline as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's what I mean. And you've got a lot of people. I don't want to even say transitioning, because it's all kind of the same. I don't know. It's like the same foundations. It's the same sort of vibe, just to a different audience and a different style, basically. So. It's a strange one, really.
There's just a lot more crossover these days, isn't there? But that's because people are more open-minded, and like people, like even just like metalheads will fuck with certain grime and shit like that.
Yeah, you see it with like a lot of the like drum and bass now and stuff. You know what I mean? Like drum and bass artists are linking up with fucking, like you said, with like somebody who's like a rock-based artist or something, and it's good, man.
Yeah,
it's really
keeping
good.
It fresh.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, I want to work on Malevolence and K-Dot on a tune.
That'd be absolutely fucking serious. But yeah, they are absolutely flying the flag at the minute when it comes.
It's great to see.
Yeah, trust me. Like Charlie drove us to One Extra. We borrowed their bus, and Charlie drove us down.
I forgot about that
and whatnot. And it was like, it's mad, innit? Because to like stereotypical, you think of like metalheads being like, long hair, metal, dark. He's man in Stone Island, Air Max, fucking and it's just.
Well, this is it in the scene where people are like, oh, these are never going to get far, these chavs, and then it's like, well, the music is doing the talking in it.
They are sick as well. Like if you turn off the social media and everything and were to compare song for song, they are tough.
And just hard, sick musicians. Like that's it. That's what shines through as well.
And I swear to God, like, and I know I'm name dropping Charlie again, but like I see clips of him drumming and shit and things like that, and the way that his feet are going on them pedals and shit, I just think, boy, imagine him doing the drum patterns and stuff on like a drum and bass or a fucking like even if it were like a breakdown on a bridge on a bassline tune or something, all that,
He used to make bassline.
He used to make bassline.
Yeah, I'll play you something a bit, man. I've got some great old Sea Dog bassline.
Yeah, I need to hear it. That's mad. That.
I should have said that. The whole world will want it now. Just
like
Sea Dog, you got to put your old bassline out from like 15 years ago now.
Why not?
So, what do you reckon over years is like your favourite song that you've written? Have you got one?
I don't know.
Or like a bar, at least.
I don't know, because it's silly, isn't it? Because I have certain bars where I know in say a rave that I'm going to spit, and they're more likely to get a reload or get the crowd hype or whatever.
Yeah.
But then I've got, if I were to, I don't know, do a cypher, I've got certain bars that I feel are more technical. I've got certain tunes where it's a concept, so there might be lots of wordplay where I might listen back and think, how the fuck did I think of that? Like, that's sick. Like, what the fuck? But I don't know. I like Bored. There's a song called Bored, what I did.
Yeah.
And it's just a really short, simple tune. Palzay made the beat. Again, it was just one of them where he made the beat and I was like, oh, I've got a draft. Like, it literally just started off like, oh, I've got a draft. Like, kind of suits it sort of thing.
Yeah. Next thing
and
you know.
then just went from there, and then before you know it, I like a 32 bar where it was just the whole scheme and like wordplay is just around boards, boarding flights, boarding life, blah 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 blah, just lots of different boards sort of thing. And then again, going back to doing everything yourself, he filmed the video on a DJI Osmo. I edited the video and we did everything ourselves in house. He literally made the beat, I recorded it and he mixed and mastered it, because again it were Unit 3 days.
Yeah.
And then I had a flat literally round the corner from here. And he come round, he filmed. We did like 4 or 5 takes or whatever. And then he buggered off and I sat and edited it. And then before you knew it, weekend come and the tune were done. It was ready, uploaded. Everything was just
easy.
there.
It just flowed.
Yeah. And it was just natural and fun. And at the time, it just felt like a throwaway tune. It just felt like something, again, because it weren't very... I don't know, at the time it just didn't feel like anything special. It just
there wasn't
like
no hype or anything.
Yeah, it was just like a super mellow tune, laid back. We did it, everything was just done right easy. Everything fell into place. The video was literally just me boarding the flat, and then boom, like I said, literally the week after the tune were out, everything were that was it. A simple, everything fell into place. But then when I look back on it, I don't know. It just sweets me. So
it's like why can't that happen like every week? Yeah, why can't that be the process every week, innit?
But that's kind of what it was like at one stage. Like I said, he'd make a tune, I'd sit and write or start writing, because I sometimes take ages to write. So then I'd come back, record it, and get it finished, and then it would just be like, let's do a video today. Sun's out today. Hey, this looks nice on camera, let's go here and film a video.
Yeah, make most of it.
Yeah, and then just edit it, and then boom, it were done. And it was literally, everything was just like organic and just as natural as that.
Yeah, sick. Best way. Like, it's always good when it just flows and you don't have to put too much thought into it. It just works. Together.
And I think that's sometimes my downfall, because I can think of, right, I want to do a video. I want this to be the concept. I want this to be in it, and I want it to be filmed in this way. And then the logic side of it kind of comes in. It's like, right, so if I want it filmed like this, I need to make sure that I'm filming on a day where it's this sort of lighting, or I've got this equipment.
Yeah.
And if I want the shots to be like this, I'm going to have to film blah, blah, blah. Like, I did a weed smoking tune where the video went backwards. And I remember, like, again, trying to make it happen in my head, I patterned it together, but then to try and tell a videographer to film it, I was like, right, now we're gonna have to pause it here and then do this, and then we're gonna have to start filming it again and do it backwards from this point, and then I'm gonna have to fall on bed and then do this, and it was just like easier said than done sort of thing.
It got a bit complicated once you started getting into it.
And then editing it didn't go to plan, so then you had to like kind of cut corners or budget a little bit. But again, I think that's the part of like just creating something and just going with the flow until it works.
And then you're learning as well, like what is in the realms of possibility and when it is going to be like, oh, that's going to cost a bit to do, or like I need someone else to do this.
That's it.
But I suppose, he's like, if you need a video, usually, Marps is the man in it.
Yeah, of course.
Shout out Marps every time.
Yeah, that's it. Good to Marps. But again, Marps is super busy now. He's doing...
Because he's sick of what he does though, innit?
Yeah, of course. And he's expanded out as well. So, whereas like before, he was like the godfather of videos. You needed a video, he'd turn up on day, he'd know exactly where wind were coming from and what angle to get lighting and this, and he were like on point. Whereas now he's like doing branding and jewelry and cars, and it's like a lot more. It's not no ibby-dibby £150 music videos anymore. He's like doing, but it's good to see kind of from like a growth and from a friend perspective, like proud. Like,
it's like we were saying before, isn't it? Everyone's doing the thing, and it's like, even though we might not have time to see each other as much, it's like when we do, it's like love's still there, and everyone's just like, you keep doing what you're doing. Like
I seen someone the other day, and they were asking about certain people, and I was like, he's doing this and he's doing that now, and they've just started this, and then he'd ask about somebody else. I'd be like, oh, he's doing this, and it sounds almost cheesy, but it was so nice and like humbling to be able to kind of sit and brag and big everybody up because everybody's doing so good. And there were nobody where it's like, oh, it's just in a crack den fucking
no one's fell off.
No one's in a bad stage. There were nobody that I could say anything bad about. It was just nothing but braggings and blessings and fucking, and it was just really like uplifting, because I don't think because I took it for granted so much, because it's now the new normal. That when I was telling the other person, it were like, actually, fucking hell, everyone is kind of smashing it.
Just fucking see, it's just what you want to see in it, and it's nice to be, when you start saying it to someone as well, it's like starts realisation as well, innit? It's like,
light
this is
bulb
good.
Moment, like it clicks, and it's like, what the fuck, like. So bad side is we don't see each other as much. Good side is everyone's in a really, really good space. Everybody's living the best life and doing really well, which is super good.
There's more to it. Keep it coming. So far 2025 seems to be
That's
alright.
it, keep it coming. It's a good year for everyone so far.
Right, so I've asked you a little bit, but I'll ask again. What's happening with SCUMFAM?
Again, it's just everyone's kind of, I don't want to say busy, but everyone's kind of got kids now, family, other responsibilities. Whereas at one point it was kind of, we had a studio where there were 2 rooms, and it got to a stage where we were telling people like, wait your turn, come back tomorrow, do this or whatever, because everybody was so eager to fucking turn up, make music. Sometimes they weren't even there to make music. Like I remember needing to hide the PlayStation pads because we were trying to record, and the man were in the next room having a FIFA tournament.
What are you doing, man? You've been too noisy.
Literally. But again, they'd be, I don't know, 10-man deep, because it'd be every fucking member, and then friends and brethrens and so on and so on. And whereas now it's like hard to just try and organise it. We tried to do a set not so long ago, and it was sick. The vibe was sick. Again, there were only half of the man there, because again, people were busy and so on. And then it's always just something silly like, the file got encrypted, or the audio got lost or something, and it's just little things like that. Whereas back in the day, if it happened, it was nothing, because do it again tomorrow, or
exactly.
do it the next, because we're all together, we can do it, there's no problems. Whereas now it's like, fuck, it's a major setback, we've got to go back and do it. But again, we've got so much music at studio, like we could go in studio today, pick 15 tracks and put them out tomorrow. But then, like I said, then on the back of that, trying to organise videos with everybody, it'd be a farce, because just trying to get everyone together's a ball's ache. The other thing is when you've got like 7-8 people that you're relying on, all it takes is 2 people to kind of let you down, and the rest of everybody else have to pick it up. Either that being financially or fucking, I don't know, manual work or whatever and so on. So it kind of gets a bit difficult, sort of thing. But again, there's no bad blood. Obviously, we're all still mates. Everyone still get along. We all still see each other, but it's just as and when.
Yeah, it's just picking your moments, or like having the time, having the moments, isn't it?
Like, I think we tried to do something. I think it was last year, and we just said, right, every Friday, we're just going to link up at studio. Don't matter what time you get there. Someone will be there from, I don't know, I'll make it up, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And we've got all Friday night to do it. But then you get there and it turned out that someone would have to leave early because they've got something to do on Saturday morning with family or something. Someone would have, I don't know, a kid or have an event. Somebody else won't be able to make it because they've got something else going on or work. Somebody's got extra work on because they're juggling 2 jobs or whatever, and it's just kind of, it's a bit mad. So again, one side it's like good because everyone's doing something, but then the bad side is it's shit because it's hard to make time, really. But
it's just life, innit? It comes fast, especially the older you get, and it goes quicker, and you're like, where did that go?
That's what I mean. Like, we're nearly in April already, so we're nearly 4 months into 2025. I literally remember sat there a couple of years ago thinking, whoa, we've got all this time.
Well, even just like lockdown, that was 5 years ago.
I know, just when you said that seems like a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
Like, fucking hell, wearing masks, not fucking being able to do certain things, no events. I remember, again, lockdown were a good time because we were all in the studio.
You weren't supposed to be.
We weren't supposed to be, but that were our safe space. We like huddled together. What were it called now? A cluster of people or something?
No, social gathering? No,
what were it
called
now? When it were like...
Your bubble or something.
Yeah. We were all in each other's bubble. We'd drive each other home or whatever. We'd see each other. It were fine. It were all good. Sharing's caring and all that jazz.
That's funny that we can't remember what it is. It just shows that all them times we just put right to back of his mind.
I know. We weren't clapping for NHS because we were too busy in studio getting high, making absolute bangers. Literally, like. But yeah, that whole time was just a bit weird. But yeah, and again, that seems so long ago.
Isn't it? 5 years. Where's it gone? And even then, like, it's probably been 10 years. Has it? Has it been about 10 years since Eskimo Dance?
Yeah, I think it was like 9 years or something. I think something come up on Facebook the other day.
Yeah.
Because again, we had Life for Scum. Because again, going back to Mops, we had Mops with us all the time.
Yeah.
So again,
remember Suck Your Mum was a big tune at that time as well, weren't it?
I mean. And again, saying how easy and everything was and organic back then, we had Mops on deck all the time. So literally, we're constantly taking photos. So it were like, oh, you need a press pick? He's taken 3 today already. Take this one. And you need a edit in, here you go. You'll do it there and then for you.
You need a DJ. One at Unit 3, man.
Yeah, exactly. No, literally, it was that easy. It was like, all right, we need a DJ. All right, well, fucking hell. Unit 3's literally walking distance from studio.
Yeah, knock.
Yeah, we were at Yellow Arch. You were literally around corner. And then fucking, again, producer-wise, obviously, Palisade were on deck all the time. So literally, constantly, he were making beats. He were making beats probably just as fast as we could record them and get them mixed. Yep. So he were there. Mops were filming. I literally remember one day in studio, I got there, and Mops were in one room filming a video. We was on the other side, walked in, Palisade were sat on his laptop, and I think he was literally producing with headphones in, and AK were recording somebody on computer. And to walk in and see both rooms just being like fully functional, literally.
It's like proper team.
Yeah. And then it was like, as soon as one finished, they swapped over. So I think AK finished recording, Palisade jumped on to speakers or whatever. And then AK went in next door to record or something. And literally it was just like a little circuit. And it was like that all night.
Proper little hit factory.
Yeah. And that's where it was. And then it was like do all-nighters and shit. Because we didn't have no to do next day sort of thing other than make...
Just do the same thing again, yeah.
I remember literally like waking up, get to a phone call and somebody saying they were outside, and I'd come and let them in. And literally I'd leave them there, go home, get a shower or whatever, come back and then carry on again, do it all. It was like Groundhog Day, but like productive, creative, fucking passionate Groundhog Day.
Fun,
Yeah, and it was just fun, and that were it. And again, there were nothing else. I think at the time as well, the mindset was that was life. And I know that sounds cheesy. There were no kind of gal money, I don't know, jobs, careers, whatever. That was everything. That was. You know what I mean?
That's where the passion waves. Like the main focus for that, and then it's like all the other stuff, the gal, the money, and that. If that came off at side of it, that were a bonus as well.
And if anything, we wanted to get that off of music, sort of thing. So if we went and did an event and we all got paid, happy days. We've all made some money. If we went to an event and I don't know, we went to somebody's house afterwards or after parties or this, that, and other. It was fun because we actually had a rule where it was like no gal in studio.
Yeah.
Like. It weren't like a P Diddy fucking party where it's like bring y'all way, come here. We're like, right, you're in studio, let's crack on.
Yeah, productive time.
Yeah. And but we kind of took that because we first got keys to a room, and everyone had a key. Well, there were like 5 keys that were floating around, so they were always in circulation. And you turn up one day and there'd be like 3 men in there partying, and then you turn up another day and something had got broken or whatever. And so when me and AK got the studio, we said, nah, no gal in here. It's not a party zone. It's not that. It's literally a studio. We're going to crack on.
Best way, though, you got to set some ground rules.
I know. I remember like one day we had like, I think it were Mixtape Madness, or in fact, I think it was somebody stupid, like 4 Music coming down to interview us for like the website, just like had like an actual...
Like a written interview kind of thing.
Yeah. And we got down to studio to be productive. We opened door and they were like Becky, Keisha, somebody else, and they'd written the names all on the walls, these gal. But then to make it worse, there were like a pair of stilettos left there, and then like somebody's jacket, and it was like literally they just had an after party, and then we couldn't get in touch with Arthur Mandem because obviously they'd been partying all night. The mic stand had been used as a coat rack, and it was just like literally, it was just. So we said, "Fuck that." Me and AK literally started renting out different rooms in the same building, and we're just kind of like, I don't want to say strict, but we said, "Nah, no gal in here."
You just set your standards, innit?
That's it. And we literally started. We had desks that we built ourselves. We had a duvet on the wall. Obviously, a mic stand, ran into a sound card, pair of Rockets and a MacBook, and that were it.
Well, that's it. That's a Sheffield thing. That everyone's always just use what you got. DIY as fuck. Still make bangers, innit?
Yeah. And do you know what? In fact, there were graffiti all over the wall when we first got the room.
Yeah.
And again, we were sat there. And we'd had this room for about a month, and someone was sat looking at the wall, and they were looking at the wall like this. They've gone, "Do you know it says eat up gal get banged on your wall?" So literally, like the week after we went out and went to Wilkinson's, bought paint, painted it, and then slowly but surely every week, and I'm not even exaggerating, every week it was like a package from Amazon had come, and it'd be like he'd buy something or I'd buy something.
Just making it nice.
Yeah. And even it like dumb shit like, oh, let's go out and buy air fresheners and fucking 2 bottles of Listerine and fucking this and some fancy lights and shit and and just like proper. And we built it up and proper maintained it from I don't want to say a shithole. It was like a shell. And
but it's one of them. It's like your third space, isn't it? And you want to make it nice, especially if you've been creative in there.
That's
and
it.
So make it as nice as it can be, because then you feel comfy, and then once you're comfy, it's like, right, let's see what creative juices start flowing in.
That's it. But I missed it at Yellow Watch, because Yellow Watch were just Pebble Dash.
Yeah. It's not even that. It's not even Pebble Dashed anymore, is it?
No, they've changed it to like cafes and salons and shit and everything.
It's where Guard is. That Guard coffee. Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's like all swanky now and shit. They've proper like renovated it and changed it.
Yeah, it's mad that.
We went in there and it was literally like wooden beams because wall had been knocked through, and it was literally just the
top roof bit, weren't it? I remember going up there back in the day.
That's what I mean. We had our own stairs, and as you come up, it had 2 rooms, and we had the studio to the right. So you come up the stairs, we had the studio, and again, like I said, after a couple months in there, the studio was nice. We got like a nice little settee and whatnot in there. Well, not a settee, a little leather chair. We built the desk. soundproofed it out and everything. It looked good. And then next door we had the settee bed with TV, PlayStation, a little breakfast bar in there and shit.
Bedroom essentially.
Yeah. And that were it. And again, it were just, it would run properly and it were nice. And the amount of stuff that got made, like if we went back and went through songs and shit, there's so many bangers and anthems that were made in that place basically. And half of them were just in the spur of the moment.
Yeah.
Half of them were never planned or anything. It was just literally, like I said, there was just that much sort of energy flowing and everyone bouncing off each other. Someone would come with an idea or a saying or a phrase or something, and we'd be like, so say that, you should say this. And then before you know it, they've got a hook down, and then K-Dot and AK are rapping it right in verses as well. So literally 10 minutes after, 15 minutes later, they've got the verse there ready to go up and record it.
You're just like, well, you got 2 bars, what you saying?
Yeah, literally. I've been sat there like, yeah, I'm going to sleep, I'll see you tomorrow sort of thing. But the amount of times, and even like stuff like AK'd start a tune or something and we'd turn up the next day and open the last folder that had been opened, like the last file on fucking Logic, hear his verse and be like, oh my god. And then before you know it, he's got a verse and he's got a verse, and poor AK started a tune by himself and we've just kind of ransacked it or whatever, and before you know it, it's like a SCUMFAM anthem and shit. And that happened so many times. And again, at the time we called AK Mr. Work Rate because of the amount of fucking, literally, he I remember like when he cleaned the Mac and he'd put a tune out, like one tune a day, and he did something like, I think it was like, he stopped at like 70 or 80 days, and he only stopped because he missed a day and he couldn't be asked to carry it on. So it weren't that he ran out of songs, it weren't that he like ran out of it, literally was just
that's
a
right,
case of,
just because like that one day it is though, it's like once you've ruined your streak, puts you off, doesn't it?
And again, 70 days, that's like 2.5 months or something. So after at that stage,
were you doing all artwork for that then?
No, if I'm being quite honest, AK took it up on himself to make artwork for himself, and he was literally like using apps on his phone. And because he wanted the tune out the next day, he would literally just get like, because the thing was is he didn't have to keep it to a certain standard, and because they were just literally throwing them away. And I'm not saying that like, oh, they were any less worthy, or because it was the fact of is he was literally throwing it out. So he didn't need a big flashy video or a flashy artwork or anything and things like that. He just
wanted to get it out.
He could literally go onto Google Images, save a picture, fucking JPEG or whatever it was, literally type AK whatever the song was, parental advisory logo on, and it were done.
Sound.
That's
it. Proper, just like straight to the point.
And then he'd make a video for YouTube, and it'd be just the literally that cover that he made with the song on it.
Under,
And before you know it, he hadn't got to rely on nobody, and he's literally got him out there. And again, he flooded it, and it sounds silly, the amount of like opportunities he got off of the back of it for like, I don't know, invites to radio sets or little other things, or opportunities to put verses on other things like tunes, or people reaching out to him and feedback, whatever. And again, it was just because of that work rate. And again, not saying it in any sort of bad way, because all the tunes were fire. Imagine if he had delayed it for a little bit, put more effort into those sort of tunes,
spread them out.
That instead of 70 days, that would have been 2 years worth of fucking tunes or whatever. But again, to him, because he had that much tunes sat there, he was just eager just to get them out.
It just shows that there's so much as well. Like the work rate is mental.
That's it. And they were like no stopping him and shit, and he's still the same now. But again, he's just got commitments and other shit going on and stuff. So for him to actually take a day out and to focus on doing X, Y, and Z either means that he misses out on time with family or misses out on money or whatever and stuff, and it's kind of trying to like weigh up the options to kind of, so it's a hard one.
So it sounds like that is like the big situation a lot
of
people are in. Well, it's like life, everyone's got to just live first, innit? It's like,
that's it, responsibilities and shit. So and also it might sound cheesy, but I think we did enough of that, because as you can imagine, all through our 20s to our 30s, that's all we did. Like I said, get to weekend party, let's do something, let's find a house party or an event or something to go to or whatever, then we could come and it'd be like, oh, let's do a basic job or do whatever to get a bit of money, and then we'll just go to the studio and make tunes and have fun. And again, we didn't even have like a goal in mind. It weren't like, right, we're going to studio and we're going to make this sort of song that we can market to these people and release on this platform. It was literally, let's just get together with our mates and make something
just
fun.
Have a laugh, yeah. And like if everything that comes off back of it's like a win.
Yeah,
just
that
like
way.
added win in it.
That's it. They were like, no, it was like a win-win situation basically on the back of it.
Yeah. Oh, don't. Some mad times thinking about it.
Yeah, of course. The amount of like the events at Harley Bar and shit and things like that and stuff.
Harley was sick back in the day.
That's what I mean.
Well, what would you say? Your favourite shows you've played of it here?
In all honesty, I'd probably say Eskimo Dance would probably be the one, because that was kind of a dream for us. So this is what I mean. Like, we didn't, when we were kids, if someone come to us and said, what do you want to get out of music? We'd say, we'd want to be the best MCs. We'd want to go to these events. We'd want to be on Sidewinder packs. We'd want to do Eskimo Dance and shell down these sets with these people and stuff. It weren't a case of we want cars and money and fame and everything. We literally just wanted to be the best.
Just to play at the
the
right things.
Yeah, we just wanted to be involved in these events. We wanted to be, like I said, we'd go to shows and go out of our way to get on stage, and we won't be getting paid, and we'd shell down more than other people just for bragging rights and shit. And to us, that was the goal. So it weren't ever like, oh, we need to do this and market ourselves in this way because we're trying to make money off of this, or we're trying to see this audience. It was like, fuck them. We don't care about them. They're fucking shit compared to us. We're going to fucking go and shell down this set. So Eskimo Dance for me was something where like all my days were on Eskimo with fucking Chip, fucking D-Double, all these other sort of people and stuff. Again, people that we've listened to from kids. And we'd done other sets with them before, so it weren't like the first time, but still it was just like on our CV.
We like the scale of it as well. So it went O2 Academy in Leeds. So I remember we DJ for you as Unit 3, and I just remember us walking out and just been like, oh shit, yeah, this is rammed. Like the whole down, the whole balcony, and you just look at it, like, then you just look up and you're like, oh shit, yeah, there's people up there as well.
I think there were like 6,000 people or something there.
But that were like more. Start at night as well, weren't it? I swear they'd only had like the opening DJs on for like half an hour, and then we were first like
and we were late, and I remember we were late. We all got there, we rushed through, and we were there, so like, come on, we walked on, you guys.
Yes, I think we were there before you, so we got trained. You lot drove over, didn't you?
You were already on decks.
Yeah,
we come if you watch the Life of Scum, I'm sure you see us walk on stage. We come up to you a lot. We're like,
fancy seeing you.
I know. And then we get Mike, and everyone starts shelling, and the rest is kind of history. I remember not even seeing the people up on the top balconies and shit, and fucking this shitty. Remember coming on and being halfway through the set and then looking up and being like, oh my days, there's actually people up there, like what the fuck sort of thing. And then I remember we had a mosh pit in, and the guy broke his ankle in the middle of the set, and that sounded bad. No one cared. It was just part of it was more like, yeah, go on son, like we've literally had a crowd going that mad that someone's broke their ankle. It weren't like, no, stop the rave, everyone quick, help this poor injured soul in the middle of the crowd. It were like, fucking get him out of here, come on, he's carrying on raving, we've got more reloads, we've got 7 minutes left on set.
That's it. I remember just being like, we can't do any more wheel ups, like, do you want to do your bars, or do you want to fucking wheel it up?
But it was mad. And then because I can remember we come out there and we were kind of the underdogs again, especially on that lineup. If you look at the flyer, still to this day, like we were on bottom at flyer. I know we're still as big as everybody else, like size at fun, but we were at the bottom of the flyer. There were all these other names and stuff, and all these people like pinnacles in the scene. They've all done massive, massive stuff. And then we've come out there and we had it absolutely turned up. And then we switched it to baseline afterwards towards the end of the set. And again, they just went absolutely fucking mental.
It was sick.
But yeah, there's been a few like little, well, I say little, there's been a few events where it's been like that, where we've gone there and there's like other people and of course we've kind of gone and absolutely shelled it down. Even like festivals like NAS festivals and stuff and things like that.
That's that one in Bristol, isn't it?
Yeah. We did it like 2 years in a row, went like on a skate park sort of thing or whatever. And again, there were some people on the same stage as us that are being like shelling raves, events. They're like kind of big names. Again, they were big when we were little. We were literally wagging school, getting high, sat listening to these man. And then we're on sets with them, absolutely getting the crowd mosh pitting and stuff, and then to come take a step back and watch them afterwards and be like,
sick in it, yeah,
be like, and actually take it in and be like, wow, we've just shelled it more than these. And again, it's mad in it, because one part of me is like, yeah, fuck them, we did better than them, we absolutely shelled it. But the other side of it's like humbling, because it's like, wow, like these are people that we literally grew up, like they were almost like heroes to us, like when we were kids sort of thing. To us they were like almost like they were basically like celebrity status sort of thing, and we're now with these people backstage and they're doing nothing but praising and giving us fucking flowers or whatever. Yeah, of course, but that's all we ever wanted. So that again sounds cheesy, but that was a dream come true in itself, because again, we didn't care about money or cars, clothes or whatever and stuff and things like that. We just wanted them flowers. We just wanted
getting your respect in it, getting recognised in the scene. And yeah, it's nice to know that like if people think Sheffield, they probably will think SCUMFAM.
Yeah, it's still like happens now to kind of, and it's again nice to know that we kind of, I don't want to say put Sheffield on map, or whatever, but that we're still kind of acknowledged in that light.
It's just like in that. Because obviously Sheffield's got so many different artists from so many different genres
and stuff.
But like that's what I mean, to be recognised as like one of the forefront in your genre in the city is also sick.
Yeah, like I got tagged in a thing the other day, and it were I think it were Pi Radio or it won at radio stations in London anyway. And again, they were just talking to different artists and stuff, and the DJs from Knots. And it were like a mixed group of people, and they were talking, and the guy was saying like how MCs out of London sound sick, and again he were basically saying that we get not a pass, but that kind of boosts us because of our accent and stuff. We kind of break the mold a little bit. And then they were talking about different cities, and then they said Sheffield, and they mentioned me, aka K-Dot. And again, it was just like, yeah, man, it's still nice. And again, without sounding horrible, I don't really know these artists or MCs personally.
Is this like the next generation coming through?
Yeah, kind of. Like, they're active. And it's like I know of them. I know who they are, but I don't know them personally. I've never met them. But to have them actually mention, man, and stuff, it's kind of like...
nice to know that like you could be inspiring the next generation as well.
Yeah, it is. It like literally... But again, talking about like the next generation and stuff, I still get it now. And again, I don't want to. It's hard when you say certain things, because I don't want to seem like I'm just blowing my own trumpet and being like, I'm this, that, and other, and people see this and da da da. But the amount of people that I see that are like drill rappers or these like up and coming rappers that don't do grime particular or whatever, and they still know man's bars or whatever, and they talk and stuff and things like that, and still kind of give man props and flowers, and you know what I mean, it's nice, man. And it's sometimes like kind of reminds me of who I am. And again, I know that sounds a bit cheesy, but it's easy to get lost with your day-to-day 9 to 5.
You just forget sometimes all the things you've done, don't you?
Yeah,
no, I hear that big time.
And then when some people come in, they'll be like, oh, we saw you at this event or whatever. It's kind of mad. Like, we did an event, I'm trying to think which one it was. It was somewhere like Sidewinder or something, and it was somewhere silly like Nottingham. I can't remember which event it was, but I was at a radio station, and there was a DJ there that weren't even, I weren't even on their set. It was just somebody else that were there. I think he were either been on or he was due to be on afterwards. And he were like, oh my days, I've still got footage of you guys doing this set, and I've completely forgot about it, because it was just, again, without sounding horrible, it was just another night. It's just another night that we've gone, shelled down,
done the thing,
got bus up, gone home, done, way. Like, it weren't nothing. And again, when you've done it a lot, it just becomes normal. You don't really praise yourself over it, like, you know what I mean? It's not a standout. And he pulled his phone out, and he was going through fucking Snapchat and he was going back, or whatever app it was. I'm sure it was Snapchat. And he got the footage up, and then to see it from the crowd's point of view, and again I come out with the same stinking bar, smoking dankage, blah blah blah, and I got real up, and everyone went mad and stuff. And at the time, you bust up on stage, you don't really take these things in and stuff. You just hype it moment, you chat shit. I'm like, way. And then I was sat there like almost like right humble because I'm just watching this guy show me footage, and it was just like, oh, that's sick. I'm like, can you send me that? Like, that's sick.
I'll post that one.
Yeah, I'll post that one. But again, you post it and it just becomes another post. It's just something you forget about.
Well, that's it, innit?
It's sad, but
it's nice to remember. Like, you need to check yourself every now and again and just be like, these are the things. Like, sometimes I'll just sit and go through Insta and be like, oh yeah, that was good. I remember that. Yeah.
There's loads of shit like that.
Just don't do that too often, though. You don't want to live in the past.
I know. Sometimes it can depress you. Like,
oh, that's it. Yeah, I know some people who've done that before. Oh,
the man I used to be, not that person anymore. What happened to me? My hairline's gone. My voice is gone. My figure's gone.
Right. Let's move on. Otherwise, we'll go off on a tangent here. Although, something I'll ask you before we go on to the Sheffield bit is, if there's one album you could listen to, or you had to listen to for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
I don't know.
Like, this is it. You're on desert island. You only allow one CD. What you taking?
I don't know. Because there's that many. It'd probably be in like a hip hop album or something. I don't know. Because again, throughout life, there's been so many different albums that are like
things that remind you of different times.
Yeah, and like important. Like as a kid, I remember Dizzy Rascal Boy in the Corner was like a fucking Bible. That was like
still one of my faves.
Yeah, it was tough. Like every song, word for word, I knew it. That was just like. And then I remember, what's it called? Life After Death by Biggie. I don't know why. That were another one I could play. And then as life's gone on, my house now, when you come into my house, it's just full of Motown, soul and funk and shit.
Nice.
Like I just get loads of records and whatnot and things and so on. Hence why my son's called Otis Redding and so on. It's just literally like, and so now if you ask me now, it'd probably be something done like a Luther Vandross or something. But I don't know. There's so many. It's a hard one, literally, when you put me on the spot like that.
I've always I always put people on the spot as well.
I don't know. Oh, that's what I mean. There's like a J. Cole album that's just like tough from beginning to end, but I don't know, like, what would you listen to? I'd want something that's got a bit of everything, a bit of like nice soul message, a good bars, concepts. I don't know, off the top of my head. This is a super hard one.
See, I love it because it's always, some people struggle for ages.
Yeah, I can imagine some people. It's like when you ask
like,
somebody your favourite film.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't know that.
I wouldn't know. It's like when you're setting up a bank account and you've got to set up all your security questions, and it's like mother's maiden name. Yeah, no, that favourite film. But fucking, I don't know.
You put something down and forget it anyway.
I don't know. Yeah, Friday. 2 years later, I don't know what it is.
Yeah. No, I reckon my answer for this would change on regs as well. Although no, I feel like I always do say it'd be like first Arctic Monkeys album for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just reminds me of time, reminds me of the city. It's just the culture, the social observations in it.
Yeah, that's so like
it's very, very much home in it.
Yeah, that's it. It's home. I don't know for myself because there's that many. Fuck knows. Like I remember at one stage I just listened to Sidewinder sets, and that's all I had, like Sidewinder packs and MP3. Remember the MP3 players that used to just have a USB on the side
you could put them on like on a chain or something.
Yeah, and just have your earphones. They used to have short earphones and stuff, and it would just be like full of like grime sets and shit and things like that. But I don't know. There's so many, like, especially when it comes to hip hop albums. So many hip hop albums that I used to love as a kid. Like, I don't know why one's just come to my head. Sway, This Is My Demo. From Sway from London back in the day. That were absolutely fucking
that's a big
sick.
throwback, that.
Yeah. Kano, Home Sweet Home, that were a fucking tough one. Yo, there's so many like albums, but I just can't, like, not off the top of my head, I can't think of one. You know what, I'm going to come back to you on that one.
I love it.
Send you a message.
One of the first people to ever do that, I think.
I'll allow
it. The struggle is
In
real.
fact, I don't know. Lil Wayne, Carter 3.
Carter 3, yeah. That's a shout.
Oh, I don't know though, because
That's when he'd got a few albums out of the way. He was in his prime by that point.
That's it. Yeah. But I don't know, because again, there's like other albums similar to where it's like that is like an absolute must. Oh, I'm proper thinking now. There's so many albums. Yeah, we might have to move on because I can't think of just one.
That's all good. I need toilet anyway, so we're gonna have a little break. And
that's
then,
it.
Yeah,
we'll be back soon.
Right, Sheffield bit then. Finally got to it. So I don't think. Well,
that's it.
I always say this. We always end up fucking banging on about Sheffield bit, but this is it. This is the bit now. So when you think of Sheffield, what's first thing that comes to mind?
Relish.
Relish, yeah, good. Not
That's
had that
it.
one yet, I don't think.
Really?
Oh, in fact, no, I think Bano might have said that.
Really?
Actually.
I'm going to say, because I know a lot of people will say Sheffield or, I don't know, the football team or whatever,
like
but
Hills,
for me it's like...
Hills a lot.
Do you?
Yeah.
Really? Relish. Like, literally, I've been out of town for the last 2 weeks, like part of a training thing through work. And there's been loads of people from everywhere, Scotland, this and other. And I remember saying something about relish, and they were like, relish? What the fuck's relish? And then I was talking, and then they tried to compare it to like, they were like, oh, is it like Worcester? So I'm like, no, it's fucking not. It's the real deal. You don't know about relish. But yeah, bless them. Relish. That's it.
Yeah, no, good start. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a great way to kick it off. So, if you could bring back a classic Sheffield venue, where would it be? And you can have a couple. I usually have two angles on this. So is there anywhere, like, where did you go that you miss, basically? And then where didn't you go that you wish you could have?
It's going to be a cliche to the one that I didn't go to. It'd be the original Niche. Because again,
Street.
Yeah, because I never went there. For me, it was vibe when I started going that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sydney Street would probably be the one that comes to mind of, oh, I wish I could have, should have done a sort of thing.
Yeah.
But then probably Vibe, or if you want to call it Niche later on, whatever.
Yes, they did rebrand it as Niche for a little bit, didn't they?
Yeah, it's after all that, the knife crime bullshit or whatever. Yeah. So then they tried to rebrand it, make it a members only sort of place or whatever. And
I remember they did that again when it were on Archers, didn't they? Like near Wicker.
Yeah. See, I only went to that one, I think, once or twice. Yeah. And again, that was just because it was just a certain event. But yeah, Vibe for me was like the spot. When me and Kate first turned 15, that's when we started going out, because none of our friends looked big enough to go out. So it was just
were you
us
like
two.
a right tall lad or something?
Yeah, I was right tall, and obviously Kyle was big. And then so we were like, we looked older than everybody else around us. So I remember we went out for our, I'm sure it was like our 15th birthday or something, went to Vibe. And then after a bit, it become like a weekly thing, all the way up until being like, probably like 17 or something. So we'd meet on a Friday, we'd have a brand new pair of trainers, probably like some flat bottom Nikes or something, you know, like even the ones with the Velcro or something. And even looking back, like, what the fuck were I doing going downtown in them? But anyway, that to us were like, yeah, we've got some smart shoes, we've got flat bottoms on, it's all right. They're not Air Max or Shocks or TNs or something, we're all good. And we'd put two for a big bottle of E&J. We'd go and get some wedges to line our stomach up, and then we'd go to Parkhill, like the tramlat tracks where the tunnel is. Yeah. We'd down the E&J, and then we'd go to Westways.
Oh, on West Street. That's a bit. I remember going there back in the day.
And we was the guys in there. I know this is going to sound so silly, but all our friends worked there, that were like all the friends that were slightly older that needed that just like left school that needed a job, worked at Westways. Yeah. So we'd get in for free, we'd get to bar, and we'd stand there until they particularly come to us. So someone would come and be like, do you want a drink, lads? And we're like, no. Do you want a drink? No. And then with friend, come here. And we'd be like, right, we want 7 triple Jack Daniels, 10 shots, this, and I don't even know if we're saying this. We'd pay with like a tenner. We'd get £10 coins back, and then stand there all night with a table full of drinks and we'd just hand them out to people feeling like absolute superstars. Get absolutely blind and then go down to Niche and stand outside Niche and wait for Fran to let us in, Fran the promoter or whatever, and we'd have pockets full of change because we'd just been spending all our notes and getting literally pound coins back. Then we'd be in Niche for free, or Vibe, whatever you want to call it. And again, we'd be in there. As soon as we're in there, they'd be like olders, because our ends, we class them as like the olders, like the older man that was slightly a little bit older. It'd be like somebody's brother or cousin or whatever. And of course, they'd do whatever. So they'd have bottles and, you know what I mean? We'd have free drinks. Way just tag along, drink out of everybody else's bottles.
Were you barring at this point anyway?
Yeah. So this is where it kind of...
Did them lot like know that you and Dot were doing that? And we're just like, oh, these guys are doing this. So this is sick
they were kind of like, And then like I said, when K-Dot was 16, so literally like a year or so later, like 16, 17, he got to number 3 in UKG charts with Get Millie Get Mad. So we were actually performing in there. Of course, I was just like the hype man and the just the guy doing his backings and shit, because obviously he was like the forefront of it.
There though,
you're
still
of course
experiencing all that alongside, innit?
And then that was it. I remember literally we knew old tricks, so I remember going to bar. Like if you went to bar, they'd do a Red Bull out at pump and it were only 50p. So like if you were running low on cash, go to bar, get 2 Red Bulls. Somebody'd have a bottle in there. You just said, pour me some of this and this, and you'd go out and absolutely ball out all night long. Come out of there with pockets full of change, so you'd be paying your taxes in change, paying for your McDonald's afterwards in change or whatever. You'd come out, find random people, where you going, get in cars and go to random houses and random places and party all night, and that was like a religious thing every single weekend. That was the plan.
Fucking sick, yeah. That sounds like a rate, dude. It's like that's probably before I even started going out that really at all.
That's it. And then the only reason we did that was because we had that formula in place. That's where we knew we could go.
Yeah.
And we started pushing boat out a little bit and stuff, so we could go across road to. It changed its name so many times. Redstones, Takapuna, I don't know what you want to call it and stuff. Oh yeah, Empire was a crossroad as well.
Oh, you on about other way?
Yeah, like towards like West Street. Well, yeah, like towards West Street and stuff across road from. Because you had
Under Hotel, that one. So I remember that being called like Forward for a bit. I remember playing the bass line thing there.
So I'm on about Westways. So you had Westways, and then you went down, and they were like Redstone, Static. Yeah, that's what you call Takapuna, Static, whatever you want to call it, like Redstones.
I remember going with DMK once when before he was DMK with DJ Scorpo, and he played Are You Under 18 though? No. I wouldn't be surprised if you spat bars, to be fair.
Probably, maybe. Like there were always like loads of Pop and Chris nights that we'd go to. And again, like
that's what they were called as well, isn't it?
Pop and Chris nights, yeah. And that's what I mean. And but yeah, back then, like West Street were popping. Like back then, there were literally clubs, basement, bedroom,
loved basement,
Redstone, fucking. There were loads of places, and you could literally like go and like every 2 bars there were always something popping or something.
Do you remember S1 Bar?
Yeah.
When I think it's Beehive now. I remember when that was just like a decent little pub. Obviously, Take Cavendish.
Yeah, fucking hell. That's what I mean. Like, and half of these are all shut down now. Like, I feel for Sheffield now because it ain't got the same nightlife and shit.
Well, yeah.
We used to go out, it'd be ram both sides of the road, full of people walking and shit, and it was just
kind of leads to like what are we going to ask you next? Like, if you were to go out now, where would you go?
I wouldn't actually know. I know that sounds right stupid, but last couple of times I've gone out, probably being like round Kelham, Parrot Club, them sort of places and stuff, because it's good music, good vibes.
It's a bit more
you
chill.
See, yeah, of course. And then in town, where do you go? Like there's 141, and 141, I'm not saying like it's bad, but it's like the most random mixed group. You've got 16-year-olds out there with their fucking 46-year-old auntie and uncle or whatever, and it's just weird, and everybody's like, I don't know, it's like they're old and young at the same time, and it's just a very, very mixed crowd.
I think that's just West Street in general. It's all a bit mad, isn't it?
Yeah. Whereas I remember back in the day, there were set places, or you'd go on set nights. Like I used to go out on Tuesday nights. Tuesday nights were more of like, wear a shirt and get dressed up, and we're going to go to fucking all these other places. We're going to go I don't know, fucking, what were it, Candy Pants or whatever it was, or all these Crystal and all these other sorts of places, and we're going to get a table and look very fancy, and ooh, and at weekend I'm there, in a hoodie, absolutely getting fucking off my face, like, they were just, yeah, like, now I don't know where there is in town and stuff, and it's a shame, really, because younger generation, I feel like they've missed out, like, Harley Bar were absolutely daft, some at raves there, and the food, like pork pimping chips and everything.
Be able to get a burger at like 2 a.m.
Yeah, literally there with fucking pulled pork and chips, absolutely bust up outside with a spliff and a pulled pork, happy as Larry. Ooh, yeah, it was sick. Harley Bar were daft. Yeah, DQ were daft. There's loads of places. There's like too many places that like had its scene and had its like its own following and people and shit, and it's just.
It's like you'd see the same faces there every week.
Yeah.
But you won't be mad about it. It's like a bunch of legends anyway.
Yeah, of course. That's what I mean. And it was good to see, like, you'd go certain places expecting to see certain people and be around certain type of people and stuff, so it'd be good. But maybe I'm just getting old and I'm showing my age, but I won't know where to go nowadays.
Yeah, it's different pace as well, isn't it? It's like, I'd probably rather just go to a pub or something these days.
That's it. Like I said, last time I went, it was just like, let's go food and Parrot Bar and places like that and stuff, because it was just, like I said, to play good songs, you can have a nice little skank and that's it, you know what I mean? It's just
not too expensive, really.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. So let's say, usually I'd say, like, in daytime, say you've got like a guest over or whatever, what would you do in day? And it doesn't involve like drinking or out lights. What would you take if say someone's not been to Sheffield before and they come through? Where would you take them? What would be your recommendations?
I think it depends on sort of person, because if it's like there's activities or something, I feel like Sheffield's like becoming a place that's full of like Roxy's, what's the one, the Lane 7 and places like that,
Golf Fang, all that kind of stuff.
We've got quite a lot of things now, which is good. But again, I think it depends on the sort of person, because if you're not into them sort of activities, then that's not your cup of tea.
Yeah.
But it's mad, like, even mad shit like Hillsborough swimming baths and random stuff like that and whatnot. We've got quite a lot in Sheffield that we kind of just take for granted.
Ponds Forge.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. It all depends on what sort of person that's there. Because me and my missus do like loads of like random activities, but we find ourselves going out of town a lot, because we've already done the Sheffield sort of stuff.
I suppose when it's all these kind of like chain activity things, you can go and do them anywhere, really, can't you? It's
that's
like Roxy's, that was a club, well, with Vibe, weren't it?
Yeah, it used to be Vibe. And now it's like, now you're in there chucking axes and shit and everything.
But I've been to one in York and done karaoke there, so it's all the same thing, innit? Yeah.
That's what I mean. I was speaking to somebody not so long ago, and I'm trying to think where they were from. They were from somewhere like Barnsley, Doncaster, you know, like somewhere where it's like close, but it's not Sheffield.
Like one of the towns.
Yeah. And they were actually like super big in these sort of places up and stuff. They were like, but you've got Roxy's, you've got this, that, and other, and
I suppose.
And I was like, haven't you got anything? They were like, yeah, but not to that level. And again, I feel that we take it for granted because we've got so many of them now popping up left, right, and centre.
Yeah, I just think it's when you go to any city.
Yeah,
like with all them, it's like Boom Battle Bar, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
you can literally go any city and do any of that stuff. That's really. It. I mean, that's why I prefer independent stuff more.
Yeah.
Speaking of, what would be your independent shout outs, I guess, and that could be in regards to alt.
I don't know, because I feel, if I'm being honest, Sheffield's got tons of, it's like there's almost too many to mention.
Yeah, you feel like you'd be doing someone a disservice by
if I'm not mentioning them and sort of thing and stuff. And again, it's down to what you want, because there's that many, like we've got food courts now, we've got little shops, we've got places like London, Aberdale Road and sort of things where there's food, full of food, different companies and
all
whatnot.
around world as well.
Yeah, of course, there's different cuisines and shit and stuff like Love is, like, if you want Caribbean food, absolutely pop in. And that's like on Queen's Road, which is like, there's not really much other sort of restaurant food around it. And then, I don't know, like, you've got these little food court places and stuff, you know what I mean? We had Winging It, which is just recently shut down, which is really sad.
Rinse Winging It as well,
That's
especially when I
mean.
lived in Walkley, so
Yeah.
we're only up on South
See,
Road.
our opposite, I rinsed it when it were in town because, again, it were closer to work and stuff, and it one of them, it were like easily walking distance, send somebody from work to go and pick it up or whatever and stuff, so it were nice. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of, like one of my friends has just opened like a Ethiopian Caribbean sort of shop on like Keki Road, literally like a week or so ago or whatever. I can't even think of the name off of the top of my head because it's that new.
I'll have a look. I'll try and tag them. I'll have a look. I'll try and get them tagged still.
But yeah, that's what I mean. There's literally that many that's like coming, and it's for me, it's like, it's sad when you see them go because you can see how much hard work people put in and stuff and whatnot into these like restaurants and stuff. But it's hard, innit? Because again, like, there's that many different people doing it.
Yeah.
It costs to run a business now in regards to like rent, the actual shop and stuff.
Well, even just lecky bills, stuff
Yeah,
like that.
of course,
That's
what
like
I
a
mean.
killer.
But I'm greedy, so it's kind of, I wouldn't know to just pick one. It's going to be hard, like, I wouldn't know. Not off the top of my head.
Oh, well, you can say more than one if you can think of any.
Off the top of my head, Love is its first place that comes to my mind. Because their brown stew is absolutely fucking daft. My belly's literally...
Is that you?
Yeah, my
Like,
belly's
what is that noise? Yeah.
Literally sat here thinking about it. And that's daft. But yeah, just trying to think of what else. There's quite a few other places, but yeah, Love is it's one that comes to mind first.
Say, like, yes, if it's like food recommendations, usually, what do I do? Usually I ask what your top takeaway is first.
Oh, Imran's all
No
day
messing,
long.
Yeah.
Literally, again, do you know, like I said, I was away like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Someone was speaking and they were like from Scotland, so they were like, telling me about deep fat fried pizza and stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about food or whatever, and I just said, Imran's meal one. And I started explaining what were in it, and I was like, oh, you get chips and the wedges, and I was like telling them how the wedges are made out. It's not like normal wedges. Yeah, and how they're like seasoned. It's not just like some McCain wedges, it's like proper.
They're massive as well.
Yeah.
Chunky.
And then I was like telling them about like the red meat and like the doner and the fried chicken and everything and how it all comes together. And they were like, but you get that all together? I was like, yeah. And they were like, how much is it? And I was like, yeah, no, I like, it's like £5.50. And they were like, for all of that? And I was like, yeah, like,
So it's
literally,
a meal,
like,
innit?
yeah, like, it's a fucking, yeah. They couldn't believe it. Like, literally, to them, it was just like something else. And I was there proper. I should have got commission for that pitch because fuck me, like, literally, I salt Imran's.
That's it. If they're coming to Chef, they're going to win brands now.
That's it. You're making it literally. When I finish here, I'm going Imran's. That's where I'm going.
So, say it's date night.
Yeah.
Have you got any going out spots that you go to?
No, and again, because I'm that person that's like, oh, let's try this place. And I feel as if there's that much stuff that pops up nowadays, it's hard to kind of go somewhere more than once.
Yeah.
Because somewhere comes and it's like, oh, it's got this buzz.
You try that.
Yeah. You go. And me and our lass are a bit greedy, so with them sort of people, it's like, you get this, I'll get this, we'll have some of this, we'll buy this at side, you get this flavour milkshake. Yeah, but again, because we're going out and it's like a meal, it's a bit of an occasion,
it's a treat,
it's like yeah, we'll go all that sort of thing or whatnot. But it's hard because, again, off the top of my head, I can't think of like one place that's like, that's my go-to place. I like Mowgli's, but again, that's just one of many other places. Like, literally,
that's a chain, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a chain. But again, that's, you literally go next door. They've got Zap, which is fucking really good Thai food or whatever and stuff and whatnot. And again, I saying these sort of places probably ain't gonna make me look good because there's a million other places that are better. But it's just as an example, because again, literally there's food galore. Where do you go, sort of thing and whatnot.
Well, people are saying Sheffield has turned into a proper food city.
Yeah, I feel like we have. I feel like we have the amount of things where it's like my TikTok and my fucking like feed thing on fucking Insta. It's just food.
There's always something new. I tried last night. There's a new place in Cutlery Works, and it does these birria ramen bowls. So it's like one of them, them red spicy ramen bowls, but then they put loads of like beef in, cheese, like onions, and that. It were right good.
Ton.
Yeah.
Because there's a place in there that does just fried chicken burgers, and it's bad. But again, there's like, and without sounding bad, there's like another 6 other places in Sheffield that are similar. So it's like, which one do you pick?
There's
do you
a
go
lot
on
of choice
price?
in it.
Do you go on like size of portion of food? Half the time it's just like what's closest to us and things. But I like the food courts though, because again, it's more variety and stuff.
Well, especially if you're in a big group, you got options. People can kind of go and do their own thing.
That's the thing.
Although that has fucked me before when I've like ordered a pizza and everyone else has ordered something. When they finish and I'm still waiting for my pizza, kind of thing.
I know. We did it with the one that's opened upon in middle of town.
Like Cambridge Street.
Yeah. We went when it first opened, so when we got there, it were absolutely ram. I had to kind of like wait for tables. Then there were like an African place. I thought, right, I'm going to try and push boat out here. Some of this, some of that, or whatever. Went back upstairs, and then there were like I think it was like a Lithuanian or something mad like that, or whatever. And then my girlfriend wanted the deep pan pizzas, those like...
Oh, the slices.
Proper, the proper thick ones and shit. But she wanted it with the cream stuff on it, but I didn't, so we ended up getting one each and shit. And then again, like I said, we push boat out because it's just once in a while that you do it. And we sat there with literally about, no exaggeration, like 8 fucking things on tables, waiting for them all to buzz. And by the time half of them had done and we'd ate half of the food, we were feeling too full for the rest of them.
And you still got more buzzing going off.
And then, and it were good, don't get me wrong, like all the food were nice, but then our eyes were too big for our belly. And then it was one of them where it was like, we wish that certain things come with certain stuff so we could have had it together or whatever.
Yeah.
And then after a bit, you find yourself just like forcing yourself to finishing it because you don't want to waste it or whatever. Crazy. It's too good. But again, it's like, man, we only do it like once every 2 weeks or something, so we might as well go all out. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's it. We only live once. Fuck it. See, that's our problem as well, because we're always saying like, we're planning this. We've got these holidays that save for, mortgage, rare. And then we're like, fuck it, they've just opened a new restaurant. Let's go out. Put a nice shirt on. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, no, I'm here for that. That's probably what I spend most of my money on as well, like just food or eating out. It's like, there's dangerous. A new chicken place, just like a couple of doors up from Vodka Revs. That's right good.
Sit down.
And I just keep rinsing that as well. It's like, I think it's called G's Chicken.
Sit down.
And
there's a new burger place opening in town called Burger and Sauces.
I've seen
a video over there.
Pizza it used to be.
Yeah. I've seen a video over there promoting it and stuff, and again, it's one of those videos where the food looks good, and you probably go there on day and it probably looks not like it does in videos and pictures, but straight away, that's one of those where it's like, next time I want to...
That's my next
to try it, yeah. And half the time, it's not even like, oh, wow, they do something I've never had. It's just so I can say, oh, yeah, I've been there, I've tried that.
Yeah, just nice, ticked it off list.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting ticked off list
in fact, I thought of somewhere... is it called Wong Ting in town, the one with the spinny tables?
Oh shit, yeah. The one across from Plug.
Yeah, that's been there for years. And again, there's better like Chinese foods out there, but it's just like a nice easy go to. It's got an alright menu, it's affordable, and spinny tables. Or you can eat. Happy days, why not?
My man's sold. Easy. Done.
That's it. Tick some boxes. But yeah, there's too many places nowadays, so it's a hard one.
Right, so let's say it's sandwich shop shout. Have you got a sarnie shop of choice? Or have you at any point?
Yeah, so there used to be one on City Road called T&G's, and T&G's used to be the spot. Now I don't live on ends anymore, so it's not the same.
Yeah.
But when you go in there, it's still the same guy that's works there, that's been there for years. So
dedicated.
I'm talking like school day sort of thing or whatever. And they used to make these sandwiches on these French breads, but I say French breads, it's not like French bread like a baguette. It's just like a long, soft.
Just like a big bun.
Yeah, and it's not a bread cake because it's not round or anything. It's long, but it's right soft. And yeah, it's
what makes you constitute a bread cake?
I don't know. Bread cake's like round, bun, bap, whatever you want to call it.
See, I don't do quickfire round anymore. I've not done it for a while, but that was one of the things. I'd show a picture of bread and be like, "What's this?" And people would usually be like, "Bread cake."
Yeah,
but then
bread cake.
Well, yeah, that's it. But then you saying it's too big to be a bread cake.
No, it's like almost like a. It's the wrong shape. It's not round. It's like
an oval, like an oblong.
Yeah, it's like a hot dog
like
roll,
a loaf,
but
almost.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I'm
that just threw me off that when you were like, it's like a bread cake, but it's not. I'm like, oh no, don't bring bread cake up. I remember making TikTok really angry once by because we all call them bread cakes. And apparently
of course.
The rest of the world don't.
No, I know.
We're all balmy. Don't call them barms either.
Yeah, not barns, not baps, not buns. Cob. Yeah, it's a bread cake. It's nice and simple. It's like there's too many stuff where it's like that, and it's like, what's a fish cake? Is it a risotto? Is it a fish cake? Somewhere else calls it something else. Nah.
No, we've not get into that. Not today.
Yeah.
Last but not least, on the food section, what would be your top chippy?
Ooh, top chippy. I don't know, because as time's gone on, things change. It's like, again, if you asked me a couple of years ago, it'd be one. Whitby's is nice, which is like a big establishment. It's like something you've never seen. They've got a sit-down restaurant.
Yeah, is that up near?
It's like Catcliffe area.
Yeah, where Big W used to be.
Yeah. And when I first went, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, because it's mad. They've got a takeaway part, but they've got like 20, 30 staff working. And they're literally like, it's like, yeah. And then the other side's like a sit-down meal for fish and chips. There's one that's on Aberdale Road, which is nice. I'm trying to think what else. Albert's on City Road used to be good back in the day. I don't know if it still is or not.
Unknown.
In fact, know what? I can't believe I'm not even thought of it. Ted's on Manor Park Centre.
There you go.
Ted on Manor Park Centre. Absolutely legend. He's been there. Again, I haven't been myself for years because I don't live on ends, but Ted's Chippy used to be the Chippy.
That's it. Repping ends as well. That's I love it.
Bang, slap bang at middle of Manor Park Centre on Manor. And he's been there for years, feeding kids, feeding thousands with potatoes and fucking fish and sausages and curry sauce. I'm telling you, he's a legend, him. Hang tight, Ted.
Yeah, keep it going. Long may it continue.
That's it. I miss you, Ted. I'm coming back. I want chip butter.
Jokes. Right, that's food sorted, though. I feel like you got some good recommendations there.
Yeah. And
then this is part where, I don't know, actually. Usually, I'd say Wednesday or United.
I'm not a football fan, but I have to say United.
I didn't really think you were, but
my mum's a United fan, and I used to go to matches with her, but I think it's because she enjoyed it more than I did. But I'm talking when we had like Michael Tong and fucking Jagielka and Paddy Kenny at net.
2000s.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And I was just sat there with respects, eating a bag of Haribo while she was calling referee a wanker and fighting with people. But she used to work in a pub in town, so she knew a lot of Blades, like. And so she used to love it. My mum, big football fucking fan, part-time wannabe. She went to Nolligan, but she fucking loved it.
Just loved being Larry.
Yeah, Larry bitch in the middle of stand, cussing everybody. But yeah, I'd have to say I'm a Blade. But
how come you never bothered then? Never got the bug?
It was just never, I don't know. I were into just art and drawing and stuff and things like that when I was a kid.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I loved playing football, but I was shit at it.
Yeah, I've heard a story about how you wore footy boots to school all week once, didn't you?
Yeah, for like 2-3 days. So what's it called? Mashed up my trainers, basically, lost and long and short. And I cut out the trainers that I wanted from a JJB picture. No, JJB Sports. Give it to my mum and said, look, Mum, I want these Predators. AstroTurf, please get them there, blah, blah, blah. And she went, and this was the day where you wore total 90s and jeans or school trousers were acceptable back then. So I asked for these Predators, and then she come back with moulded and sent me to school in them.
clack, clack.
Yeah, so I couldn't do PE because it was a health and safety hazard. I tried sanding them down on big sander in DT. Yeah. And then K-Dot come through and give me a pair of shocks. So hang tight, K-Dot. Saved me. Absolutely saved me. But yeah, I was never good at football. I enjoy playing it. But again, I think there were too many people around me that were like good. You know, like some of them made it, and then some of them were like coulda, shoulda, wouldas.
Yeah.
You know, the sort of like, he had the ticket, he was next to blow.
Then he started drinking or some shit.
Yeah. And then he started selling drugs. And then
a couple of lads like that in my school
as well. And it was peak. So like some of them went on to like play professionally and stuff, which is good. Like even AK used to be a tough little defender
top
and
striker.
stuff.
You've got a song called it. I've heard this numerous times.
That's it. AK were a serious little fucking defender and stuff. And again, he chose music and smoking weed, and it's happens to a lot of people. I think a lot of them like get to like teenage like puberty or whatever, and the priorities change. It's not just a case of like.
It's also you got to stay strict and dedicated, really, and especially when everyone else is going out and having fun, and you don't want to look like that neaky fucking kid that's like, oh, I'm not doing it
or whatever because you just want to play football or whatever. But no. So yeah, I never really into football. I like matches. I'd go and I'd watch it, but I weren't one of them people that were like diehard fans. You know, like one of them people that follow football and they're like know every transfer and who's played for who and fucking they're like a walking fucking FIFA fucking guidebook or something. I didn't have time for it.
Jokes. Is there any sports that you've had a keen interest in over years then, or you just never been bothered being like all about the art and the music?
Yeah, art and music. Don't get me wrong, I like watching boxing, UFC and stuff and things like that. But again, I'm not one of these sort of diehard people that's like, oh my god, this weekend this is happening. It's more for me. It's more like, hey, let's get together and watch fight and let's make a night of it, sort of thing. But it's not like, oh my god, he's the best in the world because he's been training with this person doing this.
So blades aren't ruining your weekend when they lose or whatever. No effect whatsoever.
That's it. And then some other people are absolutely fucking heartbroken and shit because obviously they had like Derby last week and stuff.
I think that's like a superpower, not being involved. Like, I were in Barcelona when Derby happened, so after the match I was like, well, at least I could just turn it off. And
it didn't happen.
Here we go, let's go and have fun.
No.
Yeah, one of the lads took a picture of me on balcony just tatting a cig when they'd scored, just looking right stressed out.
Why? At least you weren't there though. That's
exactly.
Right.
Well, that's when he was asking me like, do you want to come? I was like, well, it's Derby, but I know that I'd rather be there if we lose. Yeah.
That's it. At least you're in Barca. You can smoke away your problems. You're all right.
Exactly.
That's it. Good times.
Good times. What you got coming up then?
So I've got, I think it's 2 more on TuneCo. I actually designed myself, I think 12 covers to 12 different songs.
Yeah.
It's just working out kind of what order to put it and stuff. There's a few of them where I'm just a bit in 2 minds because again, it's like does it really reflect me now? Do I put it out?
Are you going to do an album? So that's what them kind of tunes could be for?
Yeah, no, I thought about this. I've got one or other 2 tunes that I've started recording recently that are like the new ones.
The next project kind of.
Yeah. But again, because then I feel like I've kind of shot myself in the foot now because there's almost a queue. I've already uploaded certain ones so they're ready. So they're going to come out automatically regardless. So I need to kind of put a bit of effort into them and focus on them.
Yeah.
I did a song with my son, Palazé, chopped up vocals of my little one, basically, like baby talking and shit. And we're like, an EQ, a sound that he made to sound like a clap or a kick or whatever. Yeah. And then we made like a tune. So I did a tune about dad life. I think I'm going to put that out in like around Father's Day.
That's sick shout. And it's something different as well. I'm guessing this will be a glimpse of the current life.
Yeah, basically.
Like, talking about going out and
that's it.
All that.
But to be fair, that tune I recorded probably again a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years.
Fair. But that's it, the beauty of it. You can sit on it and it's not like it's going anywhere.
That's it. And of course it's still relevant, even though things have changed. Like in the tune, obviously, I'm talking about changing nappies and shit and whatever, and now he's running about doing so it's like 2 different
still part of narrative, isn't it? It's
Oh,
all
yeah,
part of
of
the
course.
story, and it's like it's still an experience you've lived that you've put out there, or you will put out there. So
But
yeah,
again, going back to earlier about when I first recorded it, I was like, right, I'm gonna do a video. I've got this. I'll plan it like this. I'll shoot it like this. This will be the narrative. And then when it was actually thinking about it, we're like, oh shit, actually, how am I gonna do this?
yeah,
Do I do it with a GoPro? Do I do it with this? If I do it with this, somebody's gonna have to like carry the camera around like throughout the whole shot. If I do it like this, I'm gonna have to need a green screen for these shots, and then before you know it, it turns from a little idea into something big.
yeah.
And I guess you get out what you put in, so I should be putting all that effort in, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, I've got that much going on at the same time. It's like, what do you do? It's just constantly juggling.
At least you can have the ideas where, if you really did want to fucking throw a lot at it, at least you've had the idea.
Yeah, that's
like,
it. It's just
not worse than like, you know, having all this stuff, but like some music videos where people have got better money and they're still shit.
Yeah, no, that's it.
It's like they got no idea.
Yeah, that's it. It's just creativity. But
Yeah.
it's just, again, you get out what you put in, and it's just about pulling your finger out, really.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Oh, sound well.
Yeah.
Good little pod that. I think we're on.
Thank you.
We've done that. Oh, where can people find you? You know, if they got this far and they don't follow you, where do they find you?
Yeah, so Instagram, Milks Music, Facebook, Milks Music, TikTok, Milks Music, Spotify, Milks. Just plain and simple, Milks, MILKS.
Easy. And Milks, because you were Milky Bar Kid, innit?
Yeah. I look like Milky Bar Kid. I'll get you a picture to upload.
Yeah, I'll put that on. Don't worry.
I had little glasses, and I look like Milky Bar Kid, and all my friends said, yeah. And from there, it's Milks.
But still, at least, like the fact that you did the Milky Bars EP, that's hard.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, I've played on Milks loads of times and stuff. I've kind of liked it because I kind of come into a room, little specky cunt or whatever, like no one kind of expects it, and then obviously I perform or do whatever, it kind of surprises people a lot, so
yeah,
it works in my favour, really.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's
Don't
good, man.
fucking, what is it? Don't judge book by its cover.
Yeah, exactly, that's it.
Yeah. So, well, nah, big ups.
Thank
fucking
you.
good
Thank
chat.
you for having me again, bro.
Yeah, of course.
Episode 51.
That's 51. If anyone out there, just don't forget, like and subscribe and all that shit. And we'll be back again soon.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't think there's out coming up that I need to chat about, so we'll just leave it at that.
That's it.
Yeah, I probably forgot if not. So, see
See
you in a
you
bit.
guys.